The NBA has been running for nearly 80 years. In that time, it's produced records nobody planned for, rules that exist because of one specific player, and moments so strange that most people assume they're made up. They're not. Here are the ones worth knowing. Mugsy Bogues guarding Michael Jordan. Mugsy Bogues stood 5 feet 3 inches. In a league built around giants, that number should have disqualified him before he ever touched an NBA floor. It didn't. He played 15 seasons, averaged over 7 assists a game, and built a career most players twice his size couldn't match. But the Mugsy moment that never dies happened in one single defensive possession. Michael Jordan caught the ball at the top of the key, the most dangerous scorer in NBA history. Mugsy got in his face, and Jordan hesitated. He didn't drive. He didn't step back cleanly. He pump faked, threw up a wild shot, and it clanked off the rim. Bogues came down with the ball. Nobody knows exactly what Jordan was thinking. Some reports say he laughed afterward. Some say he admitted Mugsy had gotten in his head. What matters is the image. The most unstoppable offensive player in league history, frozen for a moment by a man whose forehead barely reached Jordan's chin. Mugsy finished with nearly 7,000 career assists. No player at his height has come close to matching what he built in this league. And for one possession against Jordan, he was the most intimidating defender on the floor. The 186-point game. On December 13, 1983, the Detroit Pistons and Denver Nuggets played 3 overtimes. That by itself isn't remarkable. What happened inside those 3 overtimes was. Final score, 186 to 184. Detroit won. Combined, both teams scored 370 points in a single game. That number is the highest ever recorded in NBA history. Not close to the record by a wide margin, and it has stood for over 40 years. Isaiah Thomas dropped 47 that night. Detroit had 4 players score at least 27. The Nuggets ran an offense under coach Doug Moe that essentially decided defense was optional. Detroit matched their energy, and they produced something the league has never seen again. No 2 teams have come within 30 points of that combined total since. The modern game plays tighter defense. Pace is fast, but structure is tighter. That night in Denver was a different species of basketball entirely, and the record it set might genuinely never fall. Larry Bird's trash talks. Larry Bird didn't just play basketball. He narrated it while he was playing it. He was known for telling defenders exactly what he was about to do before he did it. Not as a psychological trick, not to intimidate, just because he knew he'd make the shot regardless and wanted you thinking about it on the way down. At the 1986 All-Star 3-point contest, he walked into the locker room before the competition and asked every other shooter who was coming in second. Not asking about first. That was already settled in his mind. He went out and won. He kept his warm-up jacket on through the first 2 rounds just to see if taking it off was even necessary. He took it off for the final round and still won comfortably. He once told a Cleveland Cavaliers defender the exact shot he was about to take. The spot on the floor, the direction, the type of pull-up. Then he hit it exactly as described. The defender later confirmed the whole story. Bird just looked at him and jogged back on defense. 3 championships, 3 MVPs, Finals MVP in 1984, 12 All-Star appearances, and somewhere in all of that, he was providing live commentary on his own highlights while they were happening. Nobody else has ever played the game quite like that. The ABA's red, white, and blue ball. When the American Basketball Association launched in 1967, they needed a way to exist next to the NBA. The NBA had the market, the history, and most of the talent. The ABA had a different idea. They used a red, white, and blue ball. It sounds like a marketing gimmick. It was also genuinely practical. Fans watching on black and white televisions could track it in motion more clearly because of the contrast between colors. Players said visibility improved. Referees found it easier to follow in real time. The ball became the visual identity of an entire league. The ABA also introduced the three-point line. The NBA initially dismissed it as a cheap gimmick designed to excite casual fans. Then the leagues merged in 1976, the NBA adopted the three-pointer in 1979, and never reconsidered it for a single second afterward. Today, the three-pointer is the most strategically important shot in basketball. Teams built entirely around it have won championships. It reshaped how the game is played at every level, from the NBA down to youth leagues. A league that lasted 9 years planted the ideas that the next 50 years of basketball grew from. Manute Bol's three-pointers. Manute Bol was 7 feet 7 inches and weighed roughly 200 pounds. He was geometrically unusual in a way that made defenses nervous just watching him warm up. He led the NBA in blocks twice. That part makes complete sense. What happens next does not. In the 1988 to 1989 season, Manute Bol made 3 three-pointers in a single game. A 7 foot 7 inch shot blocker pulling up from beyond the arc and draining them. The broadcast had no real category for what it was watching. He finished that season with 6 made three-pointers total. His career three-point total was 3 makes, which means he made half his career threes in one game and apparently decided that was enough of that. His career blocks per game average of 3.3 placed him among the most prolific shot blockers in league history. His three-point efficiency was slightly less remarkable, but the combination of both existing inside the same player, in the same league, at the same time, is something the NBA had simply never prepared for. There will never be another Manute Bol. The numbers alone confirm that. Pistol Pete Maravich's college scoring record. Pete Maravich played 3 seasons at Louisiana State University from 1967 to 1970. He averaged 44.2 points per game for his entire college career. That number is the record. Nobody has come close to it, and nobody ever will, for one specific reason. Maravich scored all of those points before the three-point line existed. Every basket came from inside the arc or from the free throw line. Add a three-pointer to his games and the average goes even higher. He also played in an era when freshmen weren't eligible for varsity rosters. He missed an entire year of college basketball. His career total of 3,667 points came across 3 seasons instead of 4. ESPN ranked him the greatest college basketball player of all time. The scoring record has now stood for over 50 years. To break it, someone would need to average over 44 points per game for 3 full seasons in the modern era, against real defenses, without missing time. Nobody is coming close. The record exists in its own separate category. His NBA career was cut short by a heart defect. He died at 40 during a pickup game. He averaged 24.2 points per game professionally and made 5 All-Star teams despite chronic knee problems throughout. The college record alone would make him one of basketball's most remarkable figures. The fact that there's more to the story makes it something else entirely. Bob Cousy's 6 overtime playoff game. On March 21st, 1953, Bob Cousy scored 50 points for the Boston Celtics against the Syracuse Nationals in a playoff game. For 1953, that number was nearly fictional. The game required 6 overtime periods. Not 1, not 2, 6. Final score, 111 to 105, Boston's favor. Cousy played 66 minutes of basketball in an era without modern recovery tools, proper sports nutrition, or any of the conditioning science players rely on today. He made 30 free throws from the line that night. 30. In the closing minutes of 6 overtime periods, with his legs failing underneath him, he kept stepping up and converting. His hands were reportedly shaking by the final period. He made the free throws anyway. It still holds up as one of the greatest individual playoff performances in NBA history. Most people have never heard of it because the game preceded the league's television era, and because Cousy's entire generation gets compressed into a single paragraph in most modern basketball discussions. 6 overtimes, 50 points, 1953. He was a completely different kind of problem. 7 stories, 1 league, none of them made up. That's what 80 years of basketball produces when nobody is looking. And if you want more of this, subscribe. Thanks for watching.